Welcome to Better Marriage Daily, where we give you tips on how to love each other in spite of each other. I'm Sean.
And I'm V.
And Lord have mercy, we in here today, y'all. We in here today.
Mm-hmm.
How you been, babe?
I'm great.
Okay.
I'm great. Can't complain.
Please like and subscribe because those platforms love it whenever you like and subscribe. It puts it in your rotation of things. It brings it to your awareness. So we just appreciate it. And it helps us to bring you more of this good, great content. Great, good. Who said it? Good, great. Pete and Rita? The Pete and Rita? Is it Pete and Rita?
I can't remember what
that
they
good grades
said.
Out of cool. That good grades out of cool. Look at here. So anyway, so today, y'all, we are going to talk about this assessment that we give to couples, and it's an assessment that will help you to find the language, because like we said in prior episodes, you have to communicate and compromise consistently in order to have a better marriage daily. You have to communicate and compromise consistently to have a better marriage daily, right? And so the communication is the part that most people have issues with.
Right.
And it's a part that we had issues with. Still do at times. At times.
Yeah.
You know, so we have a thing, we have an assessment that we use, and it's super accurate. You know, it's really hard to cheat it. People have tried, but it still nails it. Still nails them right there. And it looks like it grew up with you. The assessment you take, it makes it look like it grew up with you, and it's with you in your private moments.
Yes.
Because it's strumming your pain with his fingers.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, so matter of fact, in this point in time, I learned this from a friend of mine who has since passed away. And he used the animals. So we're trying to find a different thing so that we're not, messing with his IP. But until we find it, we'll just know that we're going to find new animals. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to use those animals this time. And, it's not my IP. So let me just give that disclaimer out there. So there are 4 animals in this assessment. And the reason we use the animals is to be able to give you the language why don't we just do this live and let me just figure this out? Well, no, everybody don't understand the musicians.
No.
Okay, I'll just do the animals for now. We're gonna figure out a way to change this thing.
And you can do it. You have to think about it.
But we got to think about it. We got to put more thought into it. So anyway, there's the gorilla, right? The gorilla personality is the one who has, as the name implies, very strong-willed, very ready to go at any point in time. The gorilla's thing is, let's move, let's be decisive, let's go now. They don't do small talk, very, very little small talk, and they're ready to go. They're ready to make a decision and move, regardless of whether it's the right one or not. We've moved, we made a mistake, we learned from it. Let's go, and let's go on and do something else. Let's go. Next thing, right? Then you have the flamingo, which is where I reside. I'm on the heavy flamingo and gorilla side, but more flamingo than gorilla. Flamingo is the person that's never met a stranger, the person who is the life of the party. They're the faces of corporations. They're the people who lead organizations. They're the people who, your best salespeople, because they have that personality.
Leaders of men and women.
Leaders of men and women, because they have the personality to be able to have people like them. They have that likable personality. And they also don't need a whole bunch of time to make a decision. They'll move. They can change on that if the spirit moves, and they're like, "Hey, this. We need to go here." Gut said, "Okay, we're gonna go here." No kind of
pivot well.
Can pivot well. Not a problem, right? They keep on going. And then you have the chameleons. The chameleons are people, as the name implies, they blend in. They're people that they're very attached to their process. So they want their process to be consistent. They don't want to change. If you want to mess with a chameleon, change their process, right? Even if it's wrong, they have a process. Even if that process is wrong, if you get to a job and the job told you to do it this way, they'll do it that way, even though it's wrong, because you told them to do it that way, right? chameleons make up about 38% of the population, and they'll come in early, leave late, complain the whole time, but they'll come back and do it all over again because they're the most loyal. And then you have the turtles. The turtles, as the name implies, very slow to move, very slow to move, very diligent, very direct. Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
They're just as aggressive about not moving as until they get all the information as the gorilla is about moving. And so that's where the conflict comes in. The turtles and chameleons and the flamingos and gorillas. So you have to get that knowledge base going to understand who you are naturally. Now, granted, those are the natural. That's the states that we identify, and those are the natural states.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have adaptive states, and a turtle can have high gorilla, high flamingo, whatever, but still be a turtle at heart. That may be their adaptive rate. Like Vanessa might be the head of a corporation, and she's had to become a flamingo outside of herself to be the life of the party, but innately, she's the turtle. Right. So in your business and in your business relationships and in your marriage relationships, it's best to know what you are. Now, ideally, it would be best to know what you are before you get married. Before you end up doing the do. Before you do the do and get all hooked on each other, you should probably take the test. But I know it's impractical and people don't want to find love that way. But you should know. So, at the beginning of our marriage, go.
In the beginning of our marriage, I was like, I've always needed to plan. I've always needed information before I moved. If it didn't make sense, I wasn't going to do it. If I did, it was kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
Pissed.
Yeah, but if I didn't want to move, I basically didn't. And I needed don't come to me with half of the information. Give me the details. I'm a detailed person, and I'm not moving until I get the details.
No. It's further than that. You're not moving until you process the details.
I mean, I'm talking about back then.
No, back then. Yeah. You get all the information. Yeah. But you still want to live with it for a second.
I still wanted to live with it. Yeah, I couldn't make the call. Because my answers were always no. First, if you came to me and asked me something, I would say 95% of the time because on the job it was always 99.
Nine at home.
But more than likely I was going to say no until I could process it and think things through.
Yeah, you would say no.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, baby, you want to know what you talking about?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I am not one of your employees. I'm not one of your customers. You're just telling me no.
Yeah, but I was like that. That's just the way I was.
You were. Yeah. It was amazing because, you generally don't find out these things until you're way too late. You done the do. You done made the pheromones. You're all hooked on each other.
All in love, or in lust, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, because again, I think we said in another podcast, we don't believe that you're in love until you've been married at least for 5 years.
Yeah,
you're in heavy lust.
Yeah, you got married. It's you have to go through some things.
You got to go through some things. You got to go through some things, survive,
live with each other, survive some things,
compromise through some major things, and then you can say, oh yeah, I love this person,
right?
Because I'm more concerned about that person's well-being than I am about
my own. Exactly.
I will set myself aside to make sure this person is good.
Yeah,
and that don't happen off top. It does not. You can say what you want. It don't. Well, I'm rhyming. You can say what you want. It don't. Even though it's supposed to be, it doesn't. We don't worry about that. Semantics. Well, look, who worry about grammar? Everybody worry about grammar. But anyway, so like I said earlier, I'm a high flamingo gorilla, and she's a high turtle and chameleon. Like it's really close. It's really so her process and her details
very,
first,
very important.
and her process very important. You want to mess her up, change the schedule.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've worked on that a lot. it's still painful. But yeah, like if you want to mess me up, change my schedule when I have everything already mapped out, what I'm gonna do in the day or whatever, and you come and mess that up some kind of way. Ooh, I was not happy.
And the thing is, even if she don't have a schedule,
Yeah,
if
I
you come
don't
and
want
put
to be
something
messing
on the
with.
schedule,
No, don't do
she felt
that.
like her schedule was open.
Yes,
And even though she ain't had nothing to do, she might have wanted to do something.
right.
And you just messed it up. Now she
Mm-hmm.
can't do whatever it is she thought she might have wanted to do
Yeah,
if she thought or had thought to
because sometimes I
do
want to do
something.
absolutely nothing.
Right. Right.
You know, hey.
Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with that, but just the flexibility of being able to move.
Mm-hmm.
Life does not happen in a serious
It
in
doesn't.
a solid process that doesn't move.
Yeah,
Life
you
is
have
very
to learn
fluid.
that. Mm-hmm.
Life is very fluid. So she wasn't wanting to move until she had all the details. And once you said, like, if we're going on a trip and we're supposed to leave at this time and we're supposed to go do these things on the trip and this, that, and the other, she was not the one to say, we're just going to go and just do whatever.
No. Mm-mm. Um, I I didn't have to have with traveling though. I didn't have to have every single detail, but I do need to know when are we leaving? What time do we need to be there? Things like that, so that I can prepare myself and not rush to get where I'm going.
And what's a
Yeah.
trip? And what's a trip is that whenever we're on the vacation, I want to fill it up with doing stuff and moving around. She don't want to do nothing. She wants to do a
Not
few things.
nothing.
She wants to do a few things,
I don't want a schedule on vacation.
which is
I
wild.
I don't want a schedule. I don't want these things scheduled. I don't want my day scheduled out. I may as well stay home. I like going to do fun things, yes, but I don't want to pile all the fun things up in one day if I don't have to.
What if it's just a lot of fun things, and if we're there for 3 days, we got 3 days worth of fun things packed up in there?
True, but I need rest in between. I need quiet. I need space to just chill and enjoy the atmosphere, whether it's in the hotel room, whether it's in the hotel lobby, whether it's at the pool, something. I need to be still a few hours that day to be able to, really have a good time.
So it's not just peopling; it's going. You need to recharge.
Yes, I need to recharge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially though, if I know that some of the events or some of the things we're going to do is going to involve peopling,
Mm.
I need to get all of me together so that I can present well. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And so me, I'm just the opposite. Like whenever we're home, it's whatever. I can just do. I'm just satisfied just being, and I got to go every once in a while. Like right now, I really want to people badly. I have not been able to people for a minute, and I want to people badly. But
And you will.
and I will.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's about to go into full
Mhm.
full steam ahead in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. just
But yeah, I'm a peopler. But like when we go on vacation, I mean, I don't like just being in a hotel room. I can, but I need to be somewhere else. I need to be moving around.
Yeah, and that's where compromise comes in.
And that's where compromise comes in. Right? Sometimes be like, well, look, I'm gonna go over here. You just enjoy yourself over here. I'll be back.
And yes, and I'm cool with that. As
Yeah.
long as I know that I am safe where I am, I'm
Yep.
good. I'm like, you go out and have. I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to go out right now.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good with just staying in the hotel.
Especially if the bed is comfortable.
If the bed
Can
is
we talk about
comfortable.
beds?
Ooh, can we?
Go
Can we
ahead.
just
Go ahead.
jump on that subject right now?
Go ahead.
Man, let me tell you something that I have. This is really funny because I don't think I've told you this, but something that I have really thought about in traveling and going places. If it's like if I'm not guaranteed that my bed is going to be comfortable, I don't want to go. Really. I mean, it's gotten that way. If I know, well, there are certain places that we'll stay if we frequented them, But there, if it's somewhere, and especially with his traveling, sometimes he can stay in the 4 or 5 star hotel. Sometimes he's not. It just depends on who's booking him and the rooms and all that. Well, if I get to go along, if it's somewhere that I know that's probably not going to be comfortable for me, and I don't care that it's a place that I really wanted to go to, I'm not going, because I cannot be there for 4 or 5 nights in a bed that's uncomfortable. I can't do it. I'll stay home.
We have started to identify hotel chains that have the most comfortable beds, and hotel chains
Because
that
we have the most comfortable bed. Where?
we have at home.
Here.
At home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's really disappointing whenever you've booked one of those hotels that have nice beds, and then you get there and it's not.
Yeah.
It messes with your experience.
It does.
Because you got to get through. You got to oil up your body for the first few hours of the day.
But we have learned to request, even if we get there and it's not comfortable, request a change of room or something. People do that all the time.
Yeah.
Some of them have been that bad.
Yeah, we went
in a great hotel.
We went a 5-star legacy hotel one time on the concierge floor, and when we got in there, and
there was a hole in the bed
all day, and then we got there that night, and there was a hole in the bed, like a big dip in the bed.
That didn't even make sense.
Kept rolling.
It didn't even make sense. I was hot.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And if this goes viral, we'll be glad to accept a partnership deal with any one of those hotels with nice beds.
Yes, indeed.
We definitely will be. But anyway, so in about the relationship and about the assessment. So we've given you what we are, right? So naturally, I'm the flamingo gorilla, the party person / I don't need a whole bunch of information to pivot. We need to pivot. Let's go. She needs all the information. Mm-hmm. And if you mess up her process, she's pissed, right? So now put that together in a relationship and watch the sparks fly.
Yes.
And we're not talking about the good sparks. We just talking about the old regular old sparks that will set yourself ablaze.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But in the beginning, like, I would notice, and I would be trying to talk, and I'm a giver, and I'm a motivator. So I'm like, baby, you can do this, you this, that, that. You holler, you can, She's like, I'm not you. I'm not you. Mm-hmm. Like that was something wrong with her not being me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you don't have to be me. I'm me. You don't have to be me too.
Yeah, but yeah, you are a special kind of guy, and not the way you move in this world is just totally different from me. So it added a pressure to me personally. I brought it on to myself. We're going to say that because it's true. I brought that pressure on to myself because I knew that I wasn't like you, and I couldn't understand why. Like, man, why is it that I'm not comfortable in the, different rooms or going different places, having conversations with people? And I mean, he never meets a stranger, and it's just I just couldn't figure it out, and I'm thinking something's wrong with me. Well, thank God for this assessment, because it actually freed me once we took the test. Then I realized that I am built the way that I am built. He's built the way he's built. And I shouldn't feel bad about the way I move in this world. So it freed me, and it made me feel a whole lot better, even when we go out, business meetings, things like that, that I understand who I am. And he understands who I am, so he doesn't push me as much as he used to.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't push me as much as he used to, because I thought that you wanted me, you were trying to push me to be like you.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Right.
So the assessment helped me to really just calm myself down and not uh put so much more put so much resistance, because I was really like resisting you, like get off of me.
Big time.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the assessment helped me to realize who I was and to be okay with the fact that I wasn't him. And
Yeah.
it even helped. It helped in the marriage. We have a language now. Things that, keywords we can say, and it kind of allows us to be like, okay, take a second and be like, okay, yeah, I forgot you're not me, or yeah, I forgot you're a turtle, so I need to give you time to process and think about things before you do things. So, yeah, it really did. It helped. It freed me.
And it helped me as well because, like I said, all my life, people around me who weren't like me were like, man, you just too much. She would say, you just doing too much. You just want to leave them people alone. Let them people, we've been to these people's house for 5 hours. I'm like, we kept trying to leave. Them people still talking to us. I'm fine. I can tell whenever I overwarm my welcome most of the time. Look, most of the time, I know when it's time to go. Whenever the conversation goes, it's time to go. I get that, but she was ready to go way before the conversation waned.
Because I found out that I have a hard stop, and I never know when it's gonna come.
It's a hard line.
Like there's a hard line between my sitting there having fun, and then it's time to go, and it doesn't really give me a warning. It's just time to go. So then I understood that and tried to not Sean, knowing that there's a look in my eye, there's this body language that I present, that if he's paying attention, he understands that I'm ready to go. Like I'm ready to go. And so either he's wrapping it up or excuse me, or we're someplace where I can just go, sit down someplace and just people watch, which I love watching people. And I can people watch until he's ready to leave. So yeah, the assessment has helped us figure out all of those things so that we don't have this friction between us, because that's what it was. It was
always
friction.
Yeah. It was always friction, man. And then for me, it made me realize that I am who I am, and suppressing that would end up making me sick.
Mm-hmm. And frustrated.
Frustrated. Yeah. Like I'm just be frustrated, right? So for me, it freed me to be able to be in the fullness of who I am. So our language became, look, babe, I know I know you're turtling right now. So look, I'm gonna be back. Or hey, I see that you're in massive turtle mode today. So you want to drive?
Right. And
if it's in the city.
If it's in the city, we would take different vehicles.
Like we don't go to church together.
No, we
go to church together.
Yeah, but we don't go to church,
but not together. Because she be ready.
Because I'm ready as long as soon as
it's like
the pastor says.
You're like, and and we thank y'all for coming out here today. May God bless you.
Before he get the whole sentence out.
And he goes, and she up and walking.
I have my bag on my shoulder. I'm ready to go. And I am walking out as quick as I walked in. And just waving at people.
Yeah.
See y'all later. Have a good week.
Hey, y'all. Hey. I talked to her about she waved. She wave and walk.
Wave and walk.
She got the wave and walk. Yeah. I got the stop and talk. So the wave and walk and the stop and talk always gonna have a conflict some kind of way. She's like, you like that?
That's funny.
She the wave and walk, I'm the stop and talk. And she's like, do you have to talk to everybody? Really? Do you have to talk to everybody? And I'm like, yeah. Why not?
Why not? I mean, yeah. Why not?
She's like, these people don't want just stop bothering these people. I'm not bothering these people. Yeah. They're talking to me. Yeah.
And it's true.
But I'm bothering her that I'm stopping and talking.
And I'm ready to
instead of waving and walking.
So when we go in different vehicles, when we can go in different vehicles, I let him be him. Doesn't bother me. I'm out.
Yep.
If people, and it's so funny because if people who are my friends, acquaintances who have my number, if they want to talk, they already know. They see me running in church, they see me run out. So certain people have, they can text me or whatever. We do get together in other, in other spaces. So they understand that I'm in and out,
In and out. Like
Yeah.
a mug. In and out.
Like in and out.
Right. And so what happened when we took the assessment was she was able to rest in the fact that that was her natural state.
It's my natural state.
And she didn't have to be in the adaptive state. And I was able to rest, and she now could see that there's nothing wrong with me. Because it's kind of crazy, it's kind of dichotomous that she was wanting to be like me, but at the same time telling me that I shouldn't be like me.
Yeah.
Wondering why
And
she wasn't like me.
Realizing I couldn't be like you even if I tried.
That part. And
Yeah.
then saying, well, something is wrong with you. Obviously something wrong with you. And I'm like, wait a minute now, hold on now. And so we just, with that assessment enabled us to have the language that we could speak to communicate. Because what'll happen is I'll be like, hey babe, you want to do this? And she'd be like, when is it? And how long we gonna be there? And what's the deal? I said, look, do you want to or not? Well, I don't know until I know all the information. I won't know until I know all the information.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, do you want to go or not? It's a simple question. You either want to go or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that simple, Sean. I need to know da-da-da. I need to know so-and-so. And we'd have these
Mm-hmm.
big old tracas, like we say here in Southwest Louisiana. We'd have these big old tracas and it'd be all cassé.
Yep. Not anymore, because just recently you went New Year's Day. The game.
Yes. So I had a friend of mine. Hey, June. What's going on, June? June was like, hey, you're going to the LSU Texas Bowl. And June was the person that got me to sing the national anthem at the first Texas Bowl. That I think it might have been the first Texas Bowl period, but the first Texas Bowl I was able to sing my first time singing the national anthem was at the Texas Bowl. Mm-hmm. So in front of like 80,000 people, I sang the national anthem for the first time ever, center field. Mm-hmm. Woo, talk about nerve wracking.
It was awesome.
Talk about nerve wracking. But anyway,
you did an incredible
so when
job.
June calls and says, hey, you going to the game? I'm like, oh, I'm going to the game. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey,
really
babe, you want to go to the LSU game New Year's Day? When is it? New
Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah. She said, I don't know. And now she said, how much time do I have to decide?
Yes.
I said, you have until tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I said, because it's New Year's Eve and I've got to make arrangements with whoever's going to leave their families, on New Year's Eve during the day to make it for the evening. I said, I got to, we can't just spring that up on nobody. Mm-hmm. Everybody ain't like me.
Right.
Because we understand people have.
Or like me, who's going to be okay with you going New Year's Eve.
See, she always got to put that in there.
Who's going to be okay with you?
We spent New Year's Eve together. I was back by what? 9 o'clock?
Babe, I was ready for bed.
But look, then I get back at 9 o'clock. She in the bed.
Was made.
She in the bed.
I was tired.
I had done so much
chilling.
Of nothing that I was so tired.
Chilling, man. you know I'm never up for New Year's.
Right.
Eve.
When we do these things, I'm like, hey, you want to do so and so, and then I give her a time. I need to know by this time, because what would happen in the past is I'd be like, hey, babe, you can't just bring this. You got to give me time. Okay, well, let me know. And then a month would pass. And then 2 months would pass. And I'd remember that she never gave me the answer. Mm-hmm. And I'd come back like, hey, you didn't give me the answer. Well, you didn't come back. But you knew I needed an answer. Well, I forgot. You're going to have to give me some more time.
Because I would forget. I would forget.
And so we had that language. So I understand that to deal with my big turtle chameleon over here, that I've got to give her prep time. I can't spring nothing on her. And if I spring it on her, I have to deal with the consequences of springing it on her. And she understands, dealing with her gorilla chameleon, that I'm going to be bringing stuff to her that she can't think about. Mm-hmm. So I understand that when I come to her, and I don't take offense that she doesn't want to go, and the only reason she doesn't want to go is because she didn't have time to think about it. For the most part. It ain't nothing to do with the event or leaving. It's the fact that I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Not always.
Most of the time. Look, most of the time. And I got to be cool with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. We've been in the house all week. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-mm.
not with her. And so it would usually cause conflict, or better yet, like we said in the previous episode, happy wife, happy life. Then I don't go, now I'm pissed
Mm-hmm.
and just boiling hot in the chair. just
Yeah.
mad. So we don't do that anymore. We now have the language that helps
Mm-hmm.
us to relate. She understands there's nothing wrong with her. More importantly, she understands there's nothing wrong with me. I was always cool with how she was, but now I know how better to deal with the way she is so that we can have very effective communication throughout our, daily lives.
Mm-hmm.
The assessment has helped us out a lot. So if y'all want to get with us and go through that and have a little session thing, you just hit us in the inbox and we can talk about it. But for the most part,
it's helped tremendously. It's helped me tremendously.
Yes.
In our marriage.
It's a phenomenal tool.
Yeah, it is.
It's a phenomenal tool. So it's a phenomenal tool that helps you to build a better marriage daily. Now you like the way we did that? Hey, y'all. Again, if you like this, please like and subscribe to the podcast so that we can keep on doing this and the algorithm will be favorable to us so that we can help more people so that when they see this. But until next time, I'm Sean.
And I'm V.
And this has been Better Marriage Daily, where we show you how to love each other in spite of each other, giving you those tips so you can make it work. Yes, indeed. Y'all be good. We'll holla.